Hey guys, it's Cecily, and I wanted to do a story time. Not funny, but serious. And when you do this job, you're going to find yourself in situations where you'll be dealing with people who have real life issues. I was in downtown LA, and I got called to pick up a young lady. And when she walked to the car, it had been obvious to me that she had been in some sort of scuffle or fight. She had a black eye, she was crying, and she had 2 children with her. And her children were small. They could have been more than 2 or 3. It was about 6 o'clock, and there was no warning. I mean, it was just her and her children. And she came to the door, and I asked her what her name was, and she didn't understand what I was saying. She spoke a different language. But she was pushing the kids into the car. And the kids looked at me and they looked afraid. They looked scared. They didn't know me, and who knows what they witnessed. So they were hesitant. And so I smiled at them and said, "Come on." And immediately I'm thinking, of course, I'm a mom. So I'm like, where are the car seats at? And my rule definitely is that you need to have a car seat if you're going to be in this car, because I could be liable if we get into an accident, or hell, if, I don't want to get a ticket for not having folks that have, they don't have appropriate seats. But when I looked at her face and I saw how sad she was and how upset she was, I was like, yeah, like, I can't leave this woman here. So she sat down in the car, and I said, "I know you don't have your car seat." And she just looked at me in my face like she felt as though I was going to turn her away. And I said, "It's fine. It's okay." I smiled and said, "It's okay." And I pointed at her address and said, "This is where you want to go?" And she looked at it and she said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." She turned to this child who was a little bit bigger and put the car seat over, and put the seatbelt over him. And then with this child, she belted herself and the child together. And we rode in silence for maybe about 6 or 7 minutes. And I thought about, like, what could possibly happen, like where she could be, like what she could be running from. And I felt so bad for her, because I didn't know what happened. I couldn't make her feel better, and she was crying. And I was like driving really, really safely, because I really didn't want to get, what if I got to a car accident? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do the right thing, but it would have been so horrible. And now I would have looked at it totally different. You know what I mean? Like, I would have maybe pulled off and then, like, called the police or something. I don't know. Like, I would have handled it totally different, but that was just what I was confronted with at the time. And I just wanted to get her out of there, And I was happy that we got her to where she needed to go, and her sister was waiting for her and helped her get the kids out of the car, and they embraced. And the kids were happy when they saw their aunt. And the sister came over and she said, "Thank you so much." She said, "Thank you so much." And she tried to give me, like, a tip. And I was like, "You guys can keep it. I'm cool. I get it. I've been there before. I've been in situations like this. I've seen it as a kid too, here and there." You know what I mean? Like, you just need people to offer help. And I'm sorry. I didn't think I was gonna cry, but sometimes you come in contact with people that are going through stuff. It's not all parties and clubs and and stuff like that. Sometimes it's somebody just trying to get their life, like literally trying to save their own lives, trying to escape a bad situation, going into a bad situation. Like, it is. That's why I feel like you're a really sensitive person. Sometimes it's hard to do this job because you connect with so many different people. You know what I mean? You connect with so many different people. And sometimes that energy is just too much. Sometimes it's toxic because you're like, my God, there's like so many different people going through stuff. But these are the stories that I like. I have so many of these stories for you guys, and I never wanted to. Sorry, I don't have any tissue. That's gross. But I never wanted to like deter anyone from doing this job, but I want to keep it real at the same time. So I was like, there's a point where I was like, okay, so do I just share the good stuff? Do I just share like the the positives of this job? And honestly, you guys connected with me in the times where I was going through, when I was the most honest about what this job entails, when I was really just riffing and just saying what the hell I felt, you know what I mean? And I felt a pressure to be a certain way and to say a certain thing, and it's just like, I can't operate like that. So whatever happens with this channel happens, you know? Whatever happens. Like, I'm gonna stay true to myself. You're gonna get good stuff from me, you're gonna get bad stuff from me, you're gonna get whatever. And if y'all unsubscribe but you don't watch it again, it is what it is. The 5 that remain will be cool with me. I'm with it. I'm cool. It works for me. But just do what you feel comfortable. But just know that sometimes all the rules and the policies and the terms and all that stuff, some of that, sometimes you don't have time to consider all of that. You just got to make a judgment call and hope for the damn best. So that's my story. If you've ever been in a situation where you've helped to get someone out of harm's way, you picked up someone that was escaping a domestic violence situation, a fight, or someone homeless trying to going to a shelter. I mean, like, all of these things have happened to me so many times. I know they happened to you too. And it's okay to talk about it, I guess. It is. It's real life. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've gone through this, and if this let's just start a dialogue, guys. All right. Gotta go get my son. Bye.